Hey everybody, this is dHunter, bringing another action figure collection video. Today, we're going to be looking at Kenner's Batman and Robin collection. This is going to be episode 6 of dHunter's complete Batman-related unopened action figure collection. If you want to see how massive my unopened action figure collection is, check out episode 1, the overview, if you think you can handle it. There are a ton of figures from Batman and Robin, even more than from Batman Forever. When Joel Schumacher made this film, he was instructed to make the film toyetic, but in all reality, it wasn't a very good film. This film put the nail in the coffin in the Batman franchise. I hated this film for a really long time, but in retrospect, I'm thankful it came out. If this film had never came out, we wouldn't have got the Dark Knight trilogy, and that's a bold statement. So you may see a ton of figures laid out in front of you, but my collection is not complete. I do not have all the figures. I'm missing a total of 6 of them, 5 basic figures and 1 deluxe figure, as well as a bunch of different vehicles and playsets. In this video, we'll take a look at each of the figures wave by wave. I'll show you what I have unopened, and I'll also show you what I have loose for this collection, which isn't too much. So hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get started. Before we dig into this video, let's take a quick look at my overall action figure collection. Here's when I had everything laid out in the house. So I think I've finally done it. I've unpacked all of the figures. As you can see here, we have the Diamond Select Toys Gotham collection. Here's a bunch of my Mezco unopened figures. Some more Mattel stuff. Here's the Legends of the Dark Knight line. This is the Batman Power Attack line. Sort of Batman Unlimited. All my Justice League Unlimited stuff. This is the entire DC Direct and DC Collectibles Arkham collection. Mattel's 1966 line. DC Superhero Girls. All the different NECA Batman figures. Some Target exclusive line. All the amazing Yamaguchi figures back there. Some Spin Master stuff. The Mattel Batman Missions line. Of course, in the very back, it's my entire comic collection with all the recent McFarlane releases in front. And above that, got a bunch of DC Direct and Mattel figures in the last several years. Moving on. Pretty much the entire Mattel's The Batman line. Back here in the back, got my SH Figure Arts Batman figures. This side, we've got all the different Mattel Dark Knight Rises, Batman Begins figures. Massive amount of piles. Back here we've got the DC Collectibles Batman the Animated Series figures, and a lot of them are on top as well. Can't wait to get to that video. That one and the Arkham Collection and DC Universe Classics. Some videos I'm really excited to do. Here are the Mattel figures. I can see the Batman Legacy, Batman Unlimited. It goes all the way from the original Batman line. Here's the Batmobile. And it's going to go all the way to DC Superheroes, DC Universe Classics, and Multiverse. A ton of figures. Great era with Mattel. Fun stuff. But I do like what McFarlane's doing. But I do miss these days, that's for sure. Going back to Kenner and Hasbro. Ton of Batman Beyond. Batman the Animated Series stuff. I mean, that just seemed endless to go through. My word. Look at these piles of unopened figures. Batman Animated Series continues all the way back here. Absolute ton of stuff just stacked up. On top of this table here, got all the Mafex figures and a bunch of one-offs. Some Hasbro, some McFarlane, or Mattel rather, anniversary figures. Amazing Yamaguchi, Kia Asima, all kind of different import type stuff. Then we've got JLA and Total Justice figures. And then on to all the rest of the DC Direct stuff. Bunch of DC Direct Batman related figures. Some more chill in the back here. And I filled up all these shelves temporarily, just storing all these DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And it's almost done. Here's the Mattel Batman Brave and the Bold line. I did not realize how extensive that got. And a ton more Brave and the Bold down here. Moving on again. Some old Toy Biz, Super Friends, and DC superhero figures, leading into the Dark Knight collection. Then we'll go to the Batman Returns figures. And then, of course, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin. There's a bunch of different Batcaves. And some more animated stuff in the back there. So these 10 figures make up Series 1 of the basic line. We've got Heat Scan Batman, Hover Attack Batman, Battle Gear Bruce Wayne, Iceboard Robin, Razor Skate Robin, Batgirl, Bane, Mr. Freeze, Ice Blast Mr. Freeze, and Jungle Venom Poison Ivy. These 10 figures are a little too much to break down the wave at one point, so I'm going to take half the wave at a time. So let's take a closer look at some of these figures. We'll start off with Heat Scan Batman, Opti-Scope Launcher, and Laser Ray Emitters. You can see all these different lasers coming down. Batman in a red and black suit. Definitely not screen accurate. Here he is with the accessory on his back. Backside, we have a checklist of some of the basic figures from the first wave. Then we've got Hover Attack Batman, Blasting Battle Sled, and Sickle Shields. Nice ice theme here. This Batman's in a more or less traditional black suit. Accessories are just nonsense, although appropriate, fighting Mr. Freeze. Backside, got that same checklist. You can see Batman, Robin, Batgirl, Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, and Bane. Pretty good character selection. 3 heroes, 3 villains. Here's Battle Gear Bruce Wayne, Ice Block Armor Suit, and Cryo Claw Shooter. Very similar to the Batman Forever Bruce Wayne to Batman. Looks like his head goes down and the cowl and chest piece goes on top. Of course, got that same checklist. Then we have Iceboard Robin, Laser, Warp, Launcher, and Spinning Attack Staff. Another sort of hover vehicle for him to be on top of. Comes with several different accessories. Here's the checklist for Series 1 as well. And we have Razor Skate Robin. My word, the skates in this film, just such ridiculousness. Chopping Blade Launcher and Ice Battle Armor. Here's the second half of Wave 1. Let's go ahead and start off with Batgirl. You can see Batgirl here. She's in more or less a standard black suit. Batgirl, Battle Blade Blaster, and Strike Scythe. Interesting green accessories here. You can see her holding them. Backside, same checklist. Then we have Bane. It's a pretty standard looking Bane. Bane with Double Attack Axe and Colossal Crusher Gauntlet. This Bane looks pretty standard for the comics. He looks better than the Bane from the film. You can even see his Venom tube here. And of course, that exact same checklist. Here is Mr. Freeze, Ultimate Armor, and Freeze-On Missile. You can see he's got the Snap-On Armor, Projectile Weapon, and he's got a little Batman and Robin ring up there. Kind of an odd accessory. Bonus Batman ring. Same checklist, but a couple of additional figures. You can see some deluxe stuff and a bunch of different vehicles here. Then we've got Ice Blast Mr. Freeze, Ice Ray Cannon, and Rocket Thrusters. Large cannon here. And he's got some stuff that'll attach to his legs, simulating little thrusters. And the same checklist. Then we have Jungle Venom Poison Ivy, Toxic Venom Spray Cannon, and Entanglement Vines. The vines are pretty cool. This weapon is nonsense though. Backside, same original checklist. Poison Ivy, more or less regular. Poison Ivy Uma Thurman wore a bunch of different suits in the film. Surprised they only made one figure of her. And I will say, the fact that this Mr. Freeze here has a different card back than the others makes me assume that he's not actually part of Wave 1. The best checklist I could find online says he is, but the card back sure contradicts that. If anybody out there is aware of a great Batman action figure checklist, please drop me a line in the comments below. Looking for one better than the one I've been using. So these 13 figures are going to consist of Wave 2. Now Wave 1 and 2 are not complete. These figures are Wing Blast Batman, Thermal Shield Batman, Neon Armor Batman, Snow Tracker Batman, Laser Cape Batman, Ice Blade Batman, Ambush Attack Batman, Battleboard Batman, Sky Assault Batman, Blade Blast Robin, Triple Strike Robin, Frostbite. So here's the first part of Wave 2. Let's go and start off by looking at Wing Blast Batman. Wing Blast Batman with Sudden Alert Bio Wings. He's got that orange colored armor, kind of fleshy looking. You can see below, armor covering up his torso and a bunch of giant wings. Backside here, we've got a much bigger checklist. You can see we've got some deluxe figures there. We've got both Robin and Batgirl cycles. And more importantly, we've got the Ice Glow Bathammer, the Batmobile, and a Mr. Freeze cycle. Now we have Thermal Shield Batman, Heat Blast Cape, and Flying Disc Blaster. You can see him wearing this armor over his head and more giant wings. Shoots a disc, comes with a bat ring, bonus Batman ring, and there's a contest, a chance to win $1 million. Here is Neon Armor Batman with a Snap-on Armor Shield. You can see he's got, of course, neon armor on. More armor pieces on top of that. Then he has his grappling launcher, which is pretty cool. Looks like the grappling launchers they had in the film, although it's quite oversized. Now let's look at Snow Tracker Batman. Arctic Combat Sled and Polar Assault Missile. You can see the sled, which seems to go on his back and has a missile launcher. His suit has some snow colors: red, white, blue, black. Backside, big expanded checklist. Now we have Laser Cape Batman, wing mounted torpedo launcher. You can see the giant wings with a missile launcher at the top. They look pretty cool. Another chance to enter that contest. And of course, the Batman ring. Backside, expand checklist. I see some different vehicles on there. Looking pretty cool. Here is Ice Blade Batman with quick deploy, ski sled, and blade runners. You can see he kind of lays flat on here. And that checklist, of course. And here's Ambush Attack Batman, Arsenal Cape and Restraint Rockets, more giant wings and a missile launcher, chance to enter the contest, and the Bat Ring, and the checklist. And here's the second half of the Series 2 basic figures. Starting off with Battleboard Batman. He's got a Flight Conversion Cape and Ionic Blaster. Now you can see he's on sort of a hoverboard type thing. I guess that's his Flight Conversion Cape. Notice the figure itself doesn't actually have a cape. I guess that's his cape down below, with a missile launcher, also the Bat Ring, and a chance to enter the contest. The same checklist with the extra vehicles. Sky Assault Batman, Assault Hoverboard and Blade Wings. You can see he holds the wings in his hand with a missile launcher. Then he's got the Bat Ring, and that same checklist. Blade Blast Robin, Rapid Deploy Vine Slicers, blasting battle spear. Holds these vine slicers on his hands. Of course, that's to combat poison ivy. His outfit is a ridiculous orange color, but it has that cool Nightwing logo on it. Backside, slightly different checklist. Sort of a mixture of Series 1 and 2. Now we have Triple Strike Robin with multi-cannon slinger. You can see he's got a little cannon slinger. You can pull it back, launch the projectiles. He's in sort of a white and red Robin suit. Backside, the checklist. We've got Frostbite, Mr. Freeze's henchman, Ice Assault, Luge, and self-shielding hockey armor. It's actually a very cool figure. I love getting henchmen. I love army building. I got several of these guys to work for Mr. Freeze, but of course, they're far too small in the modern day and age. Backside, got that checklist. And finally, we have Jetwing Mr. Freeze, Glacier Assault Wing, and Ice Blaster. You see his blaster here, his wings, just like in the film, chance to enter the contest, and a Batman ring. Backside, got that checklist. Now, like I said before, there are several figures I'm missing from the basic wave and one from the deluxe line. Figures I'm missing are going to be Rotorblade Batman, Ultimate Armor Mr. Freeze, Attack Wing Robin, and Talon Strike Robin. Now, as far as the basic figures that I have loose, I have Razor Strike Robin, Battle Gear Bruce Wayne, Jungle Venom Poison Ivy, and Frostbite. I got the Robin and Bruce Wayne because they're the closest thing to having a Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson in civilian attire from the film. Then I got two of the Poison Ivy figures. I thought at the time there would be some nice Poison Ivy henchmen in just sort of a generic green outfit. And then, of course, I got 4 Frostbite figures to work for Mr. Freeze. Now, I don't really mess with the 5-inch scale nowadays, so I don't fit them in my collection. But back in the day, they were the only things you could use for these purposes. Now let's look at the deluxe figures. I have 4 of them, but there's a 5th additional Robin that I don't have. So starting off, got Deluxe Rooftop Pursuit Batman, Night Hunter Jet, and Heat Blast Torpedo. You can see he's got giant wings. It's got his Night Hunter Jet. It's a pretty large, small vehicle accessory. Backside, got a checklist. A little bit different than some of the other ones. I can see some stuff I didn't see before. Definitely enjoy the vehicles. I will note that absolutely none of these figures have shown the Waymaker playset on the back, and they definitely made one for this film. Next figure, Deluxe Blastwing Batman, Ice Chopper Hover Pack, and Free Seeker Missiles. Another jetpack. These guys came with sort of mini vehicles. They're pretty cool. And the backside, checklist a little bit different. You can see we've got some of the 2-packs on the back now. Then we've got Deluxe Glacier Battle Robin, Tandem Assault Snow Skiff, and Stinger Missile. Little vehicle type thing. Silver and blue Nightwing-ish outfit. And the checklist on the back. Then we've got Deluxe Ice Terror Mr. Freeze, Street Chill Dragster, and Ice Crystal Rocket. A small Freeze vehicle. Looks kind of cool. Looks kind of like the vehicle in the film, although crazy smaller. And the backside, bunch of the figures again. And the other deluxe figure that I'm missing is going to be a Deluxe Wing Blast Robin. Now let's look at Series 1 of the 2-packs. Starting off with Brain versus Brawn, Batman versus Bane. You can see Batman in this silver outfit fighting a Bane. It's a redo of Bane, and it's not screen accurate, it's not comic accurate. Looks kind of dumb, kind of cool at the same time. He's got something on his arm, maybe from Poison Ivy, maybe from his Venom. Backside here, you can see a pretty big checklist. And we also have Night Hunter Robin versus Evil Entrapment Poison Ivy. Nightwing is a red, shiny suit. The Nightwing symbol looks pretty cool on his chest. Then we have Poison Ivy. She actually looks really cool. A little bit different than the other one. She comes with a nice little plant accessory. And we got the checklist. And here's Series 2 of the 2-packs. Start off with Challengers of the Night, Batman and Robin. Robin in his green shiny outfit, Batman in a blue and silver shiny outfit. They both come with pretty cool regular size grapnel hooks and some kind of net back there. Then the checklist. And here we have Guardians of Gotham City, Batman and Robin, both in black and silver outfits. Looks pretty sharp. Looks like they have some kind of display stand in the background and a couple of Batarang type items. Then of course the checklist. And finally we have A Cold Night in Gotham City, Batman vs. Mr. Freeze. Batman's outfit looks ridiculous, but Freeze looks kind of cool in there. Got the silver metallic thing on. Then he has some projectiles, ice he can add to his gun. And of course, that checklist. Now let's look at a couple of figure and vehicle combo sets. Start off with Robin's Redbird Cycle, Night Strike Missile, and Ice Slice Blades. Now the Robin in there, it's kind of a cool blue and yellow outfit. Reminds me of Nightwing. And we have the actual Redbird Cycle. I think it's very cool. I got one of these loose to use with my 6-inch figures. And the backside, nice checklist. Then we have Batgirl's Ice Strike Cycle, Snow Assault Mode, and a Razor Wheel Launcher. This is the only other version of Batgirl they made. Finally a variant of her, and her cycle's actually pretty cool. I really want to track one of these down loose now looking at this thing. Backside, got that checklist. And I mentioned having the Redbird Cycle loose. I got this thing and I gave it to my Mattel DC Multiverse Tim Drake's Red Robin figure. He actually works pretty nice on that thing. Now let's look at the vehicles I have unopened and still sealed. I only have the Batmobile, and that was the most important vehicle I wanted to get, although I would have liked to have had at least all the vehicles from the end of the film unopened. We've got the Batmobile with Ice, Shatter Missile, and Vine attack blades. It's pretty cool, but it was a little bit ridiculous for Batman to downgrade to a one-seater after getting a partner in the third film. Backside here, you can kind of see an example of the action features. And there is no checklist here. And of course, yes, I've got this Batmobile open. I've got one from each of the feature films. They look great when displayed together. I've also got the Ice Glow Bat Hammer. That's from the end of the film after the Batmobile was destroyed. I believe Batman was riding this thing. It looks pretty cool. It looks kind of like a Batwing, but it's intended to drive on ice. And finally, here's the only playset I have still sealed. This is the Ice Fortress. Mr. Freeze battles Batman from his frozen command center. You see Batgirl, Mr. Freeze, and Batman on the front here. It's kind of cool, little ice thing for him and his henchmen to hide behind. Backside here, it came with an absolute ton of accessories. I still have all that stuff. No checklist of any kind on here. And I do have this thing loose and open. I thought it would be a good addition to my Mr. Freeze stuff. I also have the Cryo Freeze chamber open. I don't have this thing sealed. Pretty basic playset. Back then, there weren't a lot of options. This is a repurpose of a Joker playset from Batman the Animated Series. Just repainted for Freeze. So that was my entire Kenner Batman and Robin collection. It's unfortunate it's not complete. I checked on eBay, and most of those figures are pretty cheap and obtainable nowadays. There's one Mr. Freeze that the cheapest I could find was like 65 bucks. Not really willing to invest in that right now. My collections are complete from The Dark Knight, Batman Returns, and Batman Forever, at least as far as the action figures go. This is the first one I'm missing some figures. A little bit disappointing, but still a pretty large Batman and Robin unopened collection. So this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure collection and action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Keep an eye out for the next episode. It's going to feature Kenner's Batman the Animated Series collection. Once again, this is dHunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.